Okay, this is the decider. We shall see what class we shall talk about today for our YouTube video. Novice, we're going to be talking about Novice at the beginning of the video. And Summoner. Okay. By saying that I don't know much about Summoner, but I'm just going to give you a rundown of the basics, just in case you wanted to know. So yeah, stick around. Hello and welcome back to another Avabel online video. So, a little while ago, someone commented on my video saying, you should make a guide video, please. Can you make a guide video, please? I'm just like, do you know what? For a while, I've kind of been wanting to do that. I did kind of do it in the past where it came to like dungeons and stuff, but I guess we could do like a new refurbished kind of one, right? So, as you saw from the clip before, Novice and Summoner was chosen. This is my Summoner, Sureko. So when you like first start the game isn't necessarily clear, or shall I say transparent, about literally everything and how to build it. So what is Summoner for a start? Summoner is a class that summons monsters or units onto the field so that you can use them and deal big damage, right? It's an int based class, by the way. So the stats you want to focus on is int and dex. If you do have good gears, int and dex is the ideal build for you. But if you're finding it hard to survive, which you probably will if you don't have good gears, then int, dex and fight is what you want to do. It's the ideal build. Yo, it's what I have right now. I wouldn't say my build's the be all and end all. A lot of people will tell you to go this, that, or whatever. I went int, fight and dex, and it works out for me. I don't have enough stats at the moment. Hey, I don't farm anymore. So this is why. But yeah, the brutal truth about Summoner is when you first start out on your Summoner journey, you're like, hey, I wanna be a Summoner. Let's see what it's like. Now, bear in mind that this was the class that was created last, and it was created like after everything else was already out and had advanced classes and stuff like that. So it had to catch up one way or the other. What they kind of did is they made it easy to max skills, but it's also very hard if you can't survive. I'll showcase the skills to you guys real quick if I remember how to go places. Oh yeah, Novice. Basically, you don't want to stay Novice for too long, because once you pass level 31, you can no longer change class, and you can no longer advance because there's no advanced Novice. There's no advanced Novice class. So don't stay Novice for too long. Decide on which class you want to be. If you have all classes, just keep that character just in case they make a new class, a new base class at some point. So yeah, the brutal truth about Summoner is that when you first start off, it's actually going to be super rough and hella boring, because you can change my mind, right? You can write your thoughts in the comments. I don't mind, right? But at the start, it's going to be tough because you're going to have minimum to no damage. Just hear me out, right? Minimum to no damage. And you're going to have like no survivable capability. But once you start mastering classes, once you invest into this class, it's all worth it. It really is. And what you actually want to do is, the class itself is basically you summon a monster and you control that monster, trying to kill whatever you want to kill, right? And in GVG, this class is like hella scary, I'm not even gonna lie, because all they have to do is summon a thing and then run off, and then if you get too far away, it will teleport to you. I don't think I have the skill set. Let's see, I can't even remember what these things look like are. But of course, as well, when you first start out, summoning monsters actually takes a really long time. But As you can see, this class here that I can actually turn into the beast, and this is why a lot of people like it as well, because it's a different kind of play style. You can use skills to attack, and it actually does like a lot of damage at the start as well. For level 400 with, I'd say, bad gears, this could be somewhat decent damage. I have no idea, but yeah, if you're struggling to survive, because at the start you will, just do go Vi. Alright, so as we're talking about weapons and armors and stuff, I'll get on to showing you what it's like being a summoner. Now, summoners could actually use a weapon called Meiji and daggers. I recommend going Meiji. Now, Meiji is the weapon that was brought into the game for summoners, so it's probably best to go that. And it has more int than a dagger, so it's higher attack. At the end of the day, you're doing more because you have more attack. They can use one-hand rods, Meijis, and daggers. At the moment, I'm using one-hand rods. I can't remember if I was checking out a specific build, but one-hand rods, they actually summon faster. They summon the monster faster. The monster that's on your team. My armors could be better, but what you strive to go for, what you're looking for armors is... Sorry, I'm just gonna open this back up. Right, what you strive to look for is armors which are like all around. So it will say defense and magical defense. MDEF stands for magical defense. So you want a balance between both. You want gears that support a lot of magical defense and a lot of defense. If you can't find gears that actually support both, or like all two stats, but then you like want, say for example, you want 2 defense and 1 magic defense, or if your defense is too low, then you want 2 magic defense and 1 defense. Now obviously magic defense protects you from like mages and all int skills and int damage. Defense protects you from like physical damage and non-magical abilities. Rings and stuff, you get those later in the game, but once you do master and advance a class, you can actually pick specific rings, and then there's no like right and wrong ring to use, because it just depends on what you like, right? So once you find what you like, you'll find the rings that you will want to use. That is different to the other classes because you can actually change into the monster that you summon. Valhalla is a mix between, let's check again, the Emperor and Majesty, and those are the 2 monsters. I don't even know what to call them. I think they're summons or whatever. But yeah, basically at the start you'll start with Exeter, which is Bahamut, Light Lord, which is like the Valkyrie, I think that's her name. Yeah. Invoker, which is that, Drasil. I'm just gonna call it Drasil. And Frost Lord. Now, once you master these classes, you'll have a bunch of skills that you could use, such as the Ice Box. Let's see if it can show it. Yep, this. Invoker's more like a supportive class for like healing and stuff like that, and increasing your movement speed. But yeah, there's not much to these classes, these advanced classes. All you are trying to do when you have your advanced classes is just master them and get them out of the way so you can get to the awakened classes, because this is when the fun starts to begin, where you could use 2 classes together and use the Light Lord, which is Valkyrie, and Exeter, which is Bahamut, together. You might see is people using shields. That is just for more defense or more magic defense, whichever their preference. It also gives you a bit more stats, so you can use like more defensive orbs on those. You see those like locks at the bottom of the weapon, like around here-ish. Let me just move that up and down. You see those locks, you can actually unlock those and put orbs on those, which will give you boosted stats overall. You can like, there's a thing called a crystal case, but that's a thing for another video. I'll talk about it. But yeah, the reason why people run dual wield and they dual wield both weapons is because they can have like maximum damage, and you can have faster charge time and like more XP and stuff like that. So you can have more attack based orbs and stuff like that, rather than defensive ones which are on your armor. Alright guys, as this is the first video in the series, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Hopefully that was somewhat helpful. If I got anything wrong, yo, feel free to let me know. And you're a pro player, if you're like a summoner main and you're just like, what is this guy even talking about? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. But if you're like brand new to the game, hopefully this helped you out a little bit. And I shall see you in the next one. I'll be talking about another class. I will be spinning a wheel from Will Decide, and we shall see what it turns out, what class it turns out to be. So yeah, hopefully stay tuned, and I shall see you guys next video. Ciao.